Hey, what's going on, YouTubers? Back in the RC corner, Mike here, your host. Thanks for tuning in. Today we got a video about this new RC. We are going to take it out of the box. We're going to have a quick overview, see how it looks, and cover what comes with it. Finally, we're going to take it on the road, see how it does. It has drift tires. Then we'll try the road tires, and finally, we will give it a speed test. So thanks for tuning in to Mike's RC Corner, and let's get on with this show. All right, let's go. So here we go. I'm glad you guys joined me. Hope everyone's doing well. I always appreciate you guys watching the videos. Today we got something new, of course. It's from Goukai. It's new to me. I got this on AliExpress. I'll leave a link in the notes where this came from. We'll see if this thing's any good or not. Of course, we got a ready to run kit here. It looks to be a 16 scale. It's 4-wheel drive. It's got gyro in it. We got 2 sets of wheels. We got fancy LEDs, battery, of course, speed controller, 2.4 gigahertz radio. There's another good look at the box. That's probably more of the front of the box. Of course, the 1/16 scale. Underneath, we'll take a look here. It also comes with a USB charger. It's going to require 3 AA's, and they are included, which is cool. And you got the different models here. So these 3 are like the Hoonitruck, and these are sorta Hoonitruck with the motor sticking way out on it. I got this one, the one with the check mark. I thought that was the best looking one. It was between these 2 for me. Those are okay, but between those 2, I chose this one. So we're gonna take this out of the box and we'll see what's all involved. All right.
A few moments later.
So here we go, guys. Everything's taken out of the box. I prepped it a little bit. I removed the body clips, and I didn't really find the batteries either, but I may have misplaced them. But let's see what we all got here. We'll start with the small stuff. We have a USB charger, Phillips screwdriver, so that must mean we have Phillips screws on this. We got a cross wrench for the wheel nuts, and it's got a set of wheel nuts, which is interesting. And you'll see why, but I've never seen an RC come with wheel nuts. But hey, it's always welcome. You can always lose them and use them on other 16 scales. Over here, we have another set of tires. It comes with drift tires on, which are the hard ones. These ones come with, this set is rubber. Same style hub on it, spoke look thing. And it has, let me count it here, 6 cones. And I'm sure that's for setting out a little drift course or make an oval for yourself to zoom around on. Pretty neat stuff. Don't see this very often, especially cars at this price point. You get a full-size manual. Color. Really nice. As you see, it's color inside too. It goes to 14 pages. And it's got the part breakdown, which is very nice. You could always buy another shell if you like. So it's good to know that there is part support for this, and shows you how to put it all together with exploded views. So that is really welcome. And it also shows you the basic things about how the controller works. And maybe we'll get to that in a second here. So thumbs up for the manual for sure. And we'll look at the radio. And of course, it takes the 3 AA's. It uses a screw to lock the latch down. You got a trigger that feels pretty. I'm not too high on that trigger. It's not very springy. I mean, it does spring, but it's kind of mushy when you feel it, and kind of narrow in between here. I don't know why they went with that, but I just have I would say, a medium to large adult hand. And that doesn't feel the greatest, but it is what it is, I guess. Foam wheel on it. That foam feels pretty good. A lot better than the plastic, all plastic wheels that you get. We got your on-off switch here. Looks like we have throttle, forward, reverse, steering, reversing here. We have a steering dual rate, so the sharpness of your corners You can dial it up, make it sharp, or very long looping cornering. Straighten it out with the steering trim. Looks like we have a speed dual rate from 0 to 10. So that's kind of interesting. And this one, it says ESP with a little skiddy mark here. That would be your gyro sensitivity. So all in all, pretty good. And of course, got a power LED. So lots of features on top. The feel of it is not so bad. The trigger, not a fan. But all in all, we'll probably just give that a thumbs in the middle, just because the trigger kind of bugs me. But it is lightweight and doesn't have the batteries in it, but pretty decent feeling. What are you going to expect when you pay this much for an RC? Alright, this leads us to the RC itself, and I'll just give you a warning right off the top. There's a lot of wiring going on in here, and I will talk about how this thing came shipped. It shipped very well. As you saw, there was no box damage, but it got bounced. They used double-sided tape for the light controller and for the speed controller. Both of them lifted off in shipping. The speed controller was loose, and the light controller was hanging outside the car. It was all strapped down nicely and all that kind of stuff, but the electronics did come off the chassis or wherever it was. So I re-secured it, and I never really found a good place. I don't know where the light controller was, so I just got some crazy glue and I found a good spot for it, and I glued it. And the lights plug in over here. It's kind of hard to show you. I'll give you a good look there. They plug into the light controller, and they had the wires were all going crazy, so there was twist ties that came with it, metal, plastic ones. So I cut that up shorter and I bundled it together to make it neat. I used some black electrical tape. I'm not sure how long that's gonna hold, but it should work for this video. Probably better off to find something more sticky tape. It had its own tape here, those 3 pieces that held the wiring in, but there is a lot of light features going on here. We have the 2S, looks like a Li-ion pack. We have a lever here, and it comes open, which is pretty nifty. Never seen that type of method before. And let's see what we got. 900 milliamp hour. Hope everyone can see that. 900 milliamp hour 2S Li-ion battery. So there's a real neat mechanism there. You just find it, put it in, and just lock it down. Uses JST plug for the wiring, which is what you're going to get for these smaller type batteries quite often. I would prefer a Dean's connector or something on there. So I'll move that here. We got a little brush motor, so everything looks pretty good. I'm just going to lift it, get it closer for you guys. Sorry I've messed around with this video. Overall pretty good, standard kind of touring car setup. Let's just take a look at the servo for a second. It is a 3-wire servo, but it has a mini plug on it. That'd be this one right here, this wire I'm thumbing. And it looks like it's held down by the casing. It's got a top cover that holds it in place. Everything else looks pretty standard. You expect a foam bumper, LEDs in the front. There's an LED light bar on the top. I must say the body looks really, really cool. We got drivers inside. The one thing I did not care for is all these parts are all screwed on, and they left the overspray on, which is that thin, clear film. And I peeled it off, and man, it'd take forever. And have to use an X-Acto knife, and you can still see areas where it's still left. So I'm trying not to bore you guys, but I'm trying just to give you what's all involved and all the details on the car. Plastic chassis, of course, all plastic parts, friction shocks, of course, hard drift tires. Overall, I think this is what you can expect. This is pretty reminding me of the SG Pinecone series, the 1601, 02, blah blah blah, and all their different models. So I think we'll find that there's some similarities there. I don't know if we'll be able to use crossover parts or not. Of course, we got parts in the manual. So guys, put it down there. It looks pretty good, but let's see how this thing works. We're going to take it on the street. We're going to drift with it. We'll take the tires off. We'll put the road tires on. We'll see how it works with that. And then finally, we're going to do some speed runs. So let's get this show going on the road. All right. All right, guys. Probably the main event of the video. We got this thing ready to roll. Radio's on. It's already going. I have used the trim, straightened it out, and you got the drift tires on. I've noticed some things that some of the LEDs on the front light bar don't seem to be working too good, so it might be a connection problem. I'm not really worried about it at the moment because of all what's going on. The ones on the hood of the vehicle do work, and the headlights are on. Oh, this one is on. These are covered. You only see the 3. Those ones are blocked by stickers. Why do they do that? I don't know. And yes, the taillights are on too, that you can't see it in daylight. So definitely something for the evening. Also been looking around for a button to control the lights, and I don't see one. So you got what you got. But for like 85 Canadian, what can you expect? So we're just gonna take this out here and start drifting. And maybe you're wondering why I went on this model. And first of all, I'm kind of looking for a drift car. I have the MGX model and the Hoonitruck from Associated, and I want to leave them as speedrunners type road bashers. And I was kind of looking for a drift, and I saw this one's drift, and probably want to keep it as that, just to have some fun drifting. I know the kids like it. So it's drifting pretty good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dial it all the way down to 0 on the throttle dual rate, and at 0 doesn't seem to have much effect right here. It's still drifting, probably not as good, but it's actually more controllable. We also have the gyro sensitivity on here, so we'll see what's going on. We'll dial it. The sensitivity is all the way dialed down on it at the moment. I'm gonna dial up the sensitivity to full, all the way. As you can see now, it doesn't really want to drift too much. Not too bad. We don't get the big swoopy turns, but it's still drifting. But not as much. We'll put it halfway. Let me find halfway. Okay. I do have the steering dual rate all the way up, I might add. And they're gonna fire up to about halfway. Let's put her at 5 for the throttle dual rate, and we do have more speed. Pretty cool. I'm actually quite impressed for what all you get, and seeing that it kind of feathering the throttle. I don't really notice the trigger too much that I was complaining about in the unboxing part overview, but overall not too shabby. Looking all right. Okay, we're gonna bring this on the road. It'll be a little smoother surface. And we got cars coming. And we're drifting here. Woo! She don't want to swing out. That's the gyro fighting it. It's hard to get the big swooshy corners on the road, So we're going to turn the gyro right down, and this will allow us to drift on demand. Pretty good. I'm going to crank the speed up all the way, 100%. Of course, there's an art to drifting. Takes you a bit to get used to. Haven't done it in a while. We'll try and woo. She is drifting. She's probably bringing it down to the lower speed, probably around 5. Will make the drifting a little more controllable. You can do it more on demand. Whereas with all that power, you kind of like spin it out on the spot. Here you kind of do the longer drifts. That's what you're kind of more after. You got a counter steer and all that. All in all, pretty good fun. Definitely the good, bring it to a nice smooth spot, put some cones out, and do some drifting with it for sure. I think what we're going to do next though is we're going to take these tires off. We're going to put the road tires on, and we're going to test this thing, see how it handles, and see how fast it goes. All right, let's get to that right now.
A few moments later.
All right, we got the road tires on, and it was a bit of a chore. The wheel nuts, the hexes on this are very cheap, and they stick inside the drift tires. It was a bit of a pain to get them out, but that'd be one thing I would upgrade on this, would be put some metal wheel hexes on it, or get some better plastic ones. Maybe buy some from SG Pinecone model series. They would be a direct fit on. The other thing I would also replace probably would be the wheels. These are pretty cheap wheels, and they'll suffice for sure, but not the greatest. Definitely buy some from the Pinecone model or the Traxxas Rally, and they would fit on perfectly. It is what it is. It's a cheap RC. So we have the throttle dual rate at 50%. I'm gonna dial it down to 0, and that's what you get at 0. Doesn't seem too slow at 0. We're gonna crank it up to 50 so we can get a better feel of what 50 felt like compared to 0. Doesn't seem that much faster. Maybe we'll radar it. And now we are going to crank it to 100. Yeah, let's go. Let's give her. And not much faster. So you're talking maybe a kilometer or 2. We have the steering dual rate fully engaged, and she does okay turns, nothing spectacular. So this is what you can expect with the road tires on. And this brush looks like a 380 or 370 motor. She boots around okay. You kind of have to power slide it a bit if you want to do some tighter turns with the road tires. I think what everyone wants to know is how fast this thing's gonna go. Keep in mind too, guys, that this has a lithium-ion battery in it. And if you put a lipo in it, you probably would pick up a couple kilometers. So guys, I got the radar in my hand. We're gonna set it up and we'll do some speed tests. All right, here we go. Keep in mind, live in Canada, we go kilometers per hour here. So that's what we're going with on the radar. 23. I was kind of hoping for 30, but it doesn't look like we're gonna get that with this thing. Though I am probably 2/3 through the battery capacity. Let's see if we can get anything better. Oh, hang on, yep. I'm at 100%. So we're gonna just dial it down to 0. We'll see what 0 does. 0 dual rate. You think it wouldn't go at all. 0, 17. So we can probably guess at 50% we're gonna hit about 20. Let's see if this thing's got good ratios. Here we go. Speed Demon. 19. Yeah, as predicted. We'll take one more loop at it. $23. Now it came downhill at it. I think I got a motorcycle coming. Hit some stones there. 18. So we probably figure about 19, 18 at 50%, and we'll crank it full 10. Feels a little quicker. Let's see what we get. 24. So yeah, on a good day, maybe 25, but we're in that 23 25 range at 100%. I kind of think this is the one we're going to leave as a drifter and have some fun. Let the kids have some fun with it. I don't see it breaking too much. Upgrades, I wouldn't really do anything to it other than metal wheel hexes and put better road tires on if you want to turn it roady. So guys, there we go, the Goukai. I give you the Goukai. Alright, I'm just going to interrupt the video, and I thought I'd do a quick little overview of what my thoughts were on this thing, and then we'll head to the outro. As a on-road car for this price point, I'm definitely giving it a thumbs up. I'm giving it a thumbs up for a drift car as is. If you want a on-road car at a cheap price, I would recommend the SG Pinecone Forest, the 1602, 1601, those models. They also go under different names, but I have a video on the Pinecone. I'll leave a link in the notes probably. All in all, nothing really to upgrade. I think the drift tires and everything in here is good. I wouldn't touch the shocks, wouldn't touch anything. If you just want a little extra fun, maybe pop in a lipo if you got one that fits it. Other than that, I don't think you're going to find too many lipos with the JST plug unless maybe it's on a drone. Overall though, I give it a thumbs up for a drift car, 1/16 scale, thumbs in the middle to thumbs kind of downish if you want to run it as an on-road beast. So guys, thanks for watching this. Let's get to the outro. We got this cool little Hoonitruck drifter. We're going to put the drift wheels back on and leave it at that. Alright, thanks for watching Mike's RC Corner. Hope you like this review on this model. Give me a like and subscribe if you thought this video was cool. Hope everyone's doing well. Get out and RC, and we'll catch you soon on the next one. Alright, peace out.